Alright guys, Red here. It is day 1 of Starfield release and the modding bandwagon is in full swing. Last I checked there was over 60 mods available already, and there are some very fine pickings for us to get our grubby space mitts on. So let's start things off. We have crappy day 1 difficulty tweaks. Yep, that's what it's called. Now this essentially just messes around with the damage scales in the game, making pretty much every encounter absolutely lethal. By default, and mostly for giggles, the incoming damage is set to very high, so that basically anything that touches you cancels your subscription to life. On the other hand, your outgoing damage is way too high as well, turning things into a mad golden gun sort of game. This can obviously be adjusted to whatever you feel comfortable with. You can make incoming damage really high and outgoing damage pretty low, or vice versa. But either way, I had a big load of fun messing around with this today, and I definitely recommend playing around with it. For me, it absolutely changes the way that you approach each scenario. You're definitely going to try and be stealthier, you're definitely not going to take as many chances, you're definitely not going to be standing there in front of them just blasting away like the freaking Terminator or some crap. I just got my copy installed literally this morning, but I'll definitely have this one enabled for my first playthrough. Probably have to dial it down a little bit, but I have a rule when it comes to video games and weapons and guns especially. If I shoot you in the head, you should consider yourself dead, and the same should go for me as well. So yeah, really cool one this. Can't believe it actually came out this early. Next up we have menu backgrounds. This basically replaces the main menu with a cool animated one, and this is just stunning honestly. There's a couple to choose from, with more on the way apparently, and obviously the link to all these mods will be in the description, so feel free to get stuck in. Better HUD is up next, and it's a pretty simple change, but very effective for quality of life, and it moves the location banner that appears when you enter a new area down from the centre and closer to the bottom middle. It's a pretty modular mod, so you can also get it to move the XP display down as well, meaning it's not plastered right across the centre during gameplay. Other optional features allow you to turn off the enemy health bars and hit markers that appear when an enemy gets shot. Again, this is the types of mod that I love the most, scaling everything back and tweaking things to be as realistic and immersive as possible. There's also an option to grey down the subtitles for helping with burn-in on OLED screens. Absolute 10 out of 10, couldn't ask for more. Next up we got a bunch of reshades that we should totally have a look at. Some really nice ones here, and some that could be a good jumping off point for your own preset if you wanted to get your hands dirty. So this is Vanilla, and this one is called Clarity Plus. Vanilla again, and Clarity. Vanilla, and this one's called New Galaxy. Vanilla, New Galaxy. Vanilla, Real Life. Vanilla, Real Life. Vanilla, Swandolia's Natural. Vanilla, Swandolia again. Vanilla, Blue Magic. Vanilla, Blue Magic. Let me know below which one you like the most. Personally, I'm thinking Swandolia myself, but this isn't even half of the available reshades that have hit the Nexus on the first day, so definitely have a good look if that's what you're interested in. Next up is the inevitable DLSS mod by Pure Dark. Now if you've ran the game already, you will have noticed that it's a bit of a beefy boy and is heavily reliant on dynamic resolution scaling and FSR2 upscaling technology. Getting this mod to work took a wee bit jiggery pokery to get things set up, but we got there in the end. Helps if you read things right, I guess. Anyway, DLSS upscales your game and is considered the superior anti-aliasing technology available to us gamers. When you get this working, you should have a little menu here when you press the home key, and you control the quality simply by adjusting the resolution scaler in your settings. You will also need to have FSR2 enabled. as that is what this mod replaces to be able to work. I've managed to get all the way down to 60% here, and things are still reasonably nice and sharp. But I will say, the packaged FSR2 on this game was actually really decent, and is definitely a lot better than previous implementations. A lot of people seem to be having trouble with overlays and desktop overclocking software for the DLSS mod, including myself, but bear in mind they could all just be idiots who can't copy and paste some files properly. We also have a few of the usual hacks that just clean things up or make our lives easier, such as removing the message of the day from the main menu, or skipping the launch video, or even changing the FOV of the game, which for some reason wasn't in there by default. And obviously we have the all weapons, ammo, spacesuits and skills mod, which would allow you to give yourself anything you want just by typing it into the console. I did really want to get some footage of this, but I thought it might be a bit spoilery for both me and you, so I didn't bother. Last but not least, we have the very first female character preset. We all know that this is why you click the thumbnail. Please don't pretend. This is basically a save file that will start you just after the character creator in the game, or alternatively you can use the sliders that have been provided to make a similar character, but with your own twist and traits, etc. I've got a feeling this will be the first of many of these we'll see. And that's it. That's a few of the mods that I found interesting on launch day of Starfield. I'll definitely be keeping an eye out for anything of interest over the next week or so stay tuned for that. Big shout out to my members and Patreons Nils Gerdes and Laura Spence, thanks guys for your support. If you ever fancied a blast on Star Citizen, please use my referral code in the description and I'll send you 100,000 space bucks to get you started in the game. Hope you enjoyed the video. Remember, like and subscribe. 07 guys.